So we will radiate from the center. You'll need a strap today. A block would also be good. And we will try to work towards creating comfort in the lower back. So we will use a wall at one stage, but please have your blocks close by if you have blocks, and also something to use as a strap, and then a cushion is good too. And we will begin with a slight elevation of the hips on the cushion in a restorative bridge, just for 3 minutes before we continue with the full set. So coming onto your cushion, please have your strap close, and then just make sure that you come onto your side body first, then roll over. Press your feet into the ground, pick the hips up, and carefully place your bolster where it needs to be underneath your sacrum. Once here, keep your knees bent, your feet on the ground. Try not to knock your knees in or flare them outwards. Keep the knees in line with your hips. The weight of baby is going to feel quite excessive at first on the diaphragm. Allow your breath to slow down and soften. And your diaphragm will then begin, the muscles of the diaphragm will begin to accept the weight of baby. And it'll feel quite amazing taking the pressure of baby out of the pelvis and the lower back. This will give a beautiful sense of ease into the lower back. And if you are having excessive lower back pain or feeling that it's a bit locked out, bear with me just for a little bit longer. It could feel slightly tweaky, particularly on one side or the other if you're having sacroiliac joint pain. But breathe into this. And stay with it for another 2 minutes, just noticing how baby settles and feels in this position. Notice how your breath will change to suit the shape. Allow that to happen naturally. Just 1 more minute here. Practice relaxing the pelvic floor muscles. No need to hold tension there for the moment. Really dropping your awareness into womb space, connecting with baby. Listening to how they are, where they're at. Beautiful. Five more breaths in this shape. Gently roll onto your side. Place a palm onto the ground and slowly, slowly rise. Move your bolster away and come into a deep squat. If you can do the squat without sitting on a bolster or your blocks, that's great. Having released the lower back in the restorative bridge, we now want to create lots of space through the base of the pelvis to invite baby deeper. Just noticing how it feels. If there was some release from that previous shape, or if there's still quite a bit more work to do, which we will continue as we move through the practice. So just allowing here. Sometimes with the deactivation of tight pelvic floor muscles in that restorative bridge, we can now allow for more depth and acceptance into the pelvis and into the pelvic inlet, the top of the pelvis. And the squat is certainly the shape that allows baby to descend into the rim of the pelvis comfortably. Taking a few more breaths here. Bring your fingertips to the ground and lift the hips on the inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your seat. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And final time, inhale, lift. Exhale, come down into the squat. Just working into those hip joints. And now, keep your feet more than hips distance in parallel. If you have a block close by, hold the block with 2 hands. Keep your spine long and relax your neck. Engage length through the legs as well. This really helps the round ligaments to loosen and deactivate, which gives more space to the back as well. Sometimes we think it's the back that has locked up, but occasionally it can be the round ligaments. As baby gets really heavy, the round ligaments begin to take strain and sometimes even spasm. And this can be felt not only through the front and bottom of the uterus, but around in a tight band through the back body, around the pelvis, as though something is holding it tight. We'll come back into the shape twice more throughout our practice. And if you have a chair or a closet or a stack of drawers or anything close by, we're going to be using that, which is really, really useful for labor as well. Place your hands on the ground now, and you're in a downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths in your down dog, continuing to deactivate the round ligaments. Bring lots of oxygen to baby as well. Gently come onto all fours and begin to work the pelvis with cat and cow, unlocking any tension patterns and sacral plate fixations in the lower back. It's really important to stretch out the hamstrings to release the lower back. So we're going to do that first before moving through our sequencing. We'll begin with the left side. You can come to lying down on your left side, and if you wish, taking a bolster or cushion for beneath your head. Lie down on your right side. My apologies. I'm going to begin by stretching out the left. So lying on your right side, knees together, and your bottom knee stays bent throughout for a little bit of balance. They do also give you some ballast as well. Once here, pick your left knee up and bring it to the outer edge of the uterus by pulling down quite strongly. You can hook your elbow over or you can hold with your hand. But on your inhale, feel a sort of expansion, migration of that thigh away from the side body, and on your exhale, deepen. So you'll begin to notice the oscillation of the breath through the joints, inhaling a small migration away, exhale, deepen. Just one more of those big breaths. Taking your strap, place it around your left foot, extend your leg long, hold the strap in a comfortable way without overstraining the shoulder, and find as much length as possible through the left leg first, and then draw the leg as close to your side body as you can, creating a little bit of compression of the thigh to the outer uterus on the left side. We'll take a good minute and a half here, exploring this stretch. Working deep into that left side, we'll be unlocking tension through the left hip, the left sacroiliac joint. Creating space in the pelvis as well, so the baby can descend deeper, which can sometimes help to initiate baby. When baby is snug and pressing strongly into the cervix, this is part of the cascade of events that need to initiate the labor. The other event that initiates labor, and please bear this in mind, is baby's lungs ready to breathe. Baby releases surfactant into the lungs. The thousands of alveoli sacs prior to baby being ready to breathe are stuck together. And when the surfactant moves through the lungs and creates a slippery substance in all those thousands of alveoli sacs, which will receive the air and transmute oxygen through the bloodstream, those need to be ready for the first breath, so the baby's first breath feels good and full and easy. If the lungs aren't ready for baby's first breath, sometimes there's a little bit of trauma through the alveoli sacs, because there may not be enough surfactant through the alveoli sacs, which means very, very small micro tears when baby takes its first breath. So being patient and allowing baby's lungs to be fully developed, and then sending that hormone through the surfactant into the mother's bloodstream, is also part of what triggers labor. And this is what we don't have control over. Baby decides when their lungs are ready to take the first breath. Slowly release that strap, bend the knee, help your left knee onto the right, and relax into that hip completely. It could feel slightly achy, and you could have sort of sensations into that inner hip joint as well. Place your left palm into the ground, rise, and come onto all fours, stepping that left foot forward. You know this sequencing for some of you, because it really is about helping to open that hip and release tension in the lower back. Rocking backwards and forwards with your left foot forward. And then we'll deepen into the low lunge in a way that feels okay and mindful for you. Maybe coming onto the forearms. We'll just take 1 minute here in this variation. Try to relax the joints so that the ligaments take up the slack. This gives the ligaments opportunity to really broaden and create space. However, if you're meeting a pain threshold, you're going too far. Pain means that you should come out a little and take it a bit softer. Intensity is something to explore, and feeling the difference between pain and intensity is important. The breath is beautiful and regular. If you wish, you can use your labor breath in these shapes with an inhale through the nose, long exhales out of the mouth. Place your palms back onto the ground or your cushion and slowly begin to move the hips backwards and forwards. Oh, and Ira, Lizzie also had her baby on Saturday on the mainland in Greece. And she said that it felt like a first labor, not a second. So it didn't feel quite as good as her first labor, but she did it, she got to the end. And she delivered the baby also with no trauma to the perineum, with a very gentle pushing stage where her body just did the work. And then heel toe your left foot out to the side, and let's stir the heart before we take it into our winged dragon. Just moving backwards, forwards, side to side. So she breathed the baby down through 3 surges. And baby came out so gently in a beautifully controlled way. Her body just doing the work. So again, no trauma to the cranium. And that's really important for the pushing stage. When you've learned how to deactivate the pelvic floor muscles, your body will take over, and it's like an injection reflex. Your body does the work. You don't have to do the pushing. You're just trusting that your body's got this. Take it now into the winged dragon. So this means that you'll deepen down, and I like to place my forearms onto a cushion for this one, and then lengthen out the right leg. Take your left hand to your left knee and press it away slightly so that the knee is winging out a little. You can also use your elbow. Your knee wings out a little. Your belly will be quite heavy and big towards the ground. If it's too much for you, you can always come back onto your right palm with the arm long. But if you're feeling okay here, you can even swap a little onto that right hip and just feel your way into that left side, allowing that knee to wing out a little bit in this winged dragon. You might even roll a bit onto the outer edge of the left foot, but just test that edge, play it safe. Few more breaths. Now that we've opened the joint beautifully, when we do settle into pigeon in a moment, the piriformis can find its own release because there's not stuckness in the joint. We've created that space. And the piriformis can often be the last key to releasing the hips deeper. Beautiful. Come on up and gently rock a little bit backwards and forwards. And then heel toe your left foot all the way over to the right side. And you're in a pigeon on the left side, trailing your right leg behind you. Just feel into that left hip. If you need support of cushion, blanket, block, anything underneath the left hip, use it. And definitely have your forearms on your cushion so you can make a little bit of space for baby. Once here, let's settle in and work with our labor breath or golden thread breath, soft inhales through the nose. Allow your body complete release and relaxation through the exhale breaths. Soft lips, relaxed shoulders, soft jaw, just letting go. Remember that this is also an incredible breath to stay connected with baby if you are going into theatre and about to birth baby through the belly. Staying truly connected to your process. It's your baby's sacred birth, whichever direction you're having to take. So allowing yourself to come into the breath, to stay with baby through their birth process. Don't worry about everything else that is happening around you. Try to just come into baby's world, continuously talking to baby, letting them know that they're about to be born and that you're giving them a soft, gentle birth. More breaths, allowing for that deep release into the hips. Again, whichever birth you're going with, allow your body to release its own natural oxytocin so that baby gets to feel the oxytocin through their own body system as well. And in this way, they can feel trust. They can come into your arms in that haze of love, not fear. Giving them a soft landing, whichever way you're going. This intention is the most important. How do you intend to welcome your baby to your arms? Coming onto all fours, slowly making your way back. And circle out the hips in your cat and cow. We'll take it to the right side now. So you can lie on your left side, have your strap close by, and get comfortable on your left side first. And once you're completely comfortable, pick your right knee up, open it wide, and then draw the right knee down towards you. We'll take a few deep breaths here, feeling that gentle oscillation of the breath in the joint. Each exhale, encouraging a little bit more depth into that joint as you draw the thigh closer towards you. Bringing awareness into that exhale breath. Please take your strap, place it over the right foot, extend the right leg long, hold the strap in a way that feels good for you, and then create as much length as possible. And feel into this. Letting the body stretch out. Hopefully this can assist in releasing any fixations in the pelvis. Just visualizing your gentle birth. Baby being born gently. Whether you lead baby through the birth canal or lift baby through the belly, both can be so soft, so gentle for your baby as long as you stay connected to the process. Your responsibility is to regulate yourself so that you can regulate baby as well during their birth. Deep and into the stretch for the last bit, if you can. Release the strap. Slowly bend your right knee. And then holding the right leg on the shin, softly land your right knee on top of your left and relax your pelvis completely. Place your palm into the ground, gently rise. Come onto all fours and then take a few deep breaths, cat and cow. And then the low lunge on the right side, with a couple of rocking motions through the hips. The bolster in front of you, palms on your cushion, just rocking backwards and forwards. As you get closer to the birth, it can feel good to slow everything down. No rush, just allowing the pregnancy to unfold in its own time and trusting the timing, trusting your baby. Finally, deep and down, and I know how hard that is when you're on a timeline. However, baby can tune into you, you can tune into baby, and maybe they'll listen to the timeline. Gently come onto the forearms, settle into the hips, soft and release. Remember to let the jaw go, relax the jaw. This will relax the whole nervous system. When our jaws keep on tightening and we're clenching, it's literally a message from the nervous system saying that you're either in stress mode or you're constantly receiving stimuli that is not in coherent harmony with your body, and your body takes it as a stress response. Just a few more breaths in this shape. And know that when the pubic symphysis is starting to release the ligaments, it can be quite intense and there could be a shearing sensation. If that's the case, don't go too deep. Picking the chest up now, gently rock the hip back. Heel toe your right foot out to the side and then stir the pot. Working soft and gentle with your body, but deep breaths. Continuously aligning your attention for your birth, your intention for your birth, with how your body feels. Bring your body into that alignment. You want to relax birth. You want to meet baby in a relaxed state of mind. So keep bringing yourself into that alignment. Your mind, your heart, your body in coherence. And finally, let's take it into our winged dragon. You can bring your forearms onto your cushion if you wish. Roll the right foot out slightly, the knee out slightly. Option to press the knee away and really deepen into that hip. If your shoulder is taking too much strain, it's so okay to be on your arms and just roll that knee out. You're making choices that feel good in your body. However, as the ligaments open up, you may even find that you're really dropping deep into this shape, and that's perfect. Before exploring, when intensity comes out, to just breathe through it. Every type of birth holds intensity, and every type of birth you're going to be breathing through. Beautiful. Let's lift the torso, heel toe that right foot all the way over to the left side. Come into your pigeon shape. And then deepening into the shape, relax the hips, make space for baby, maybe come onto the forearms on the cushion. And then again, bring awareness, where are you holding tension? Can you relax your jaw, your forehead, your shoulders? Can you relax your mind? Preparing yourself to meet your baby in a relaxed state with an open heart. Babies respond so deeply to the resonance of an open heart. They really snuggle in and settle into it, finding beautiful comfort there. Although this shape can be really good when you are in labor to do in the later active labor, it's a great one to practice coming up to labor as well. It really assists in freeing the pelvis, particularly if the piriformis is holding on too tight. A few more breaths here. Beautiful. Passing palms into the ground, slowly shift the weight of the hips back and roll it all out. Coming into a downward facing dog. Let's feel into the length of the spine, the pelvis, the openness of the hamstrings, and the release through the round ligaments. Remember, if you've got really bad heartburn by this stage, you can always come onto all fours again. Look for that fire. And once again, we're going to come into the squat, just to bring the baby down deeper. So walk your palms back, deepen into the squat. And take some moments to feel into this. And notice if there's more space, it feels more relaxed for you than the first. So for the next shapes, you can use a chest of drawers, bookshelf, chair, anything that you have close by, even a bed to place your palms on. And we're going to do the wide-legged forward folds using the prop in front of us. And this can really, really help to stretch out the lower back. If you're cooking, use your kitchen counters. If you've been sitting at your table and working for a long time and sitting in a chair, get up, use your desk in front of you and do these shapes because they can really help to unlock the pelvis that is feeling too much tension. Particularly as baby gets really, really heavy. And just remember that if you are laboring, this can be one of the best shapes to practice in active labor. Lift the hips, parallel the feet, walk your palms up your thighs and rise. Roll the shoulders up, relax them. Take a moment on your own 2 feet to feel. I'll demonstrate using a chair, but you can choose anything that is around you, just clearing a space on a desk, anything at all. So, stepping your feet wide and wider than your hips, bend your knees, place your hand on the object of your choice. It could be higher, it could be lower. It's up to you, whatever you're choosing. It really doesn't matter too much. Walk your feet back and then stretch your arms out as far as you can. Relax your head between your arms. Keep your legs long and let your belly release. Try not to tilt too far forward. You can always slide your hands back from the chosen object, keeping the hips over the heels and relax your belly completely. This creates an enormous length through the spine, so it can feel really good for heartburn as well. And we're just going to hold here for some time. Head relaxed. This is a round ligament release, one of the best kinds. It really helps to let go of the band of tension through the front of the uterus that can sometimes catch onto all the tissues that work around the hips towards the sacroiliac joints. It can be quite intense on the shoulders, so you'll sink the chest as far as the shoulders allow. We'll take a few more breaths here. And then you'll notice now, when we come up, how it's freed the breath as well. So bend your knees, place your hands above your knees, slowly begin to rise, pull the shoulders up, sigh it out, and just feel. Step your left foot forward, rotate your right toes out, warrior one foundation. Now, if you can bring your forearms onto your prop. Depends on how low the prop is. If the prop is higher, then it's okay to take your arms up on and bend that left knee, press back firmly through the right foot, and then draw the right hip forward. Baby's on the inside of that left thigh. Hold here for some moments. In this warrior one foundation, try and keep the spine quite long. And now, press your palms into your object, onto your prop, and straighten your left leg. And then from here, you can walk your hands further down your prop again. However, whatever height your prop is, I'm going to show you with the right rungs in my chair, so that it really doesn't matter what height your prop is. Your forearms or palms can be on that prop as you straighten that left leg. Again, if your right hip is swiveling out and away, guide your right hip forward. We're really squaring up the pelvis here. Creating space in the body. Enjoy the space, enjoy it. Releasing around ligaments. Bend your left knee. Place your hands on your left thigh. Rise, keep the knee bent. Draw the pubic bone up towards the base of the pubis. So the tendency, especially with you, Ira, is that overarched lower back. Take your hand onto your pubic bone underneath your uterus. Pull the pubic bone up, so tilt it upwards and feel it snuggle to the base of the uterus. Then deepen the hips down. Tendency, if you are overarched the back, is to pull the uterus in slightly so that you can really square up here. Good, that looks good. And then from here, hook your thumbs, spread your fingers, reach your arms high, and take 5 deep breaths. Power up that right leg, really engaging the right quad. Continue to snuggle the top of the pubic bone to the base of your uterus and lengthen through the spine. Keeping that right knee, the left knee bent, right leg strong. Beautiful. Place your hands back on your prop and then push off the right foot, step it next to your left. Slowly rise, roll the hips and shoulders back and down. Sigh it out and feel. Keeping the feet quite wide from each other. Step the left foot back, warrior one foundation, right foot is forward. Bend that right knee, bring your hands to your props. You might need to move back a little depending on where your prop is. And you can even bring the forearms to the prop and go low, or you can put your hands on the props. Deep bend in that right knee, press strongly back through the left heel and outer edge of the foot. And breathe long, breathe deep. Again, if you feel that the left hip is twisting out, gently narrow the hips. Guide the rim of the left hip forward slightly, continuing to press firmly into the left foot. Breaths are even, big, deep, full. When we strengthen the legs, we also strengthen the alignment of the pelvis, and we carry our baby more easily through powerful legs. Instead of relying on the back to do the work, we rely on our legs. We bring energy through the legs to hold baby strong. From here, straighten that right leg. You can press your hands onto your prop or keep your forearms on the prop. You choose. Coming into the quiet here, really enjoying the feel and sound of your breath. Nothing more, nothing less. Just being the shape and the breath. Bend your right knee. Place your right palm on your thigh rise. Take your hand underneath the uterus to the pubic arch. Lift the pubic arch, snuggle it up to the base of the uterus. Engaging the left glute a little bit stronger. Feel that you're not overarching, you're drawing up and through. Hook the thumbs, reach the palms high, 5 deep full breaths. Feeling lines of energy through the legs. Feel the contact of the feet to the earth, the steadiness of the legs. Where you're not collapsing towards the earth, nor are you propping yourself away. You're finding a perfect sense of yielding to the earth and feeling the lines of energy from the earth move back up and through your own body. Place your hands either on your hips or back onto your prop. Press onto the ball of the left foot and step your left foot next to the right. Relax both arms by your side. Take a few deep breaths in Tadasana, mountain pose. In labor, you'll come regularly into your standing poses. It does not help to be lying on a bed. You want gravity to aid your labor. You want to be moving your hips. Even if you have an epidural, you can be on hands and knees with the help of your birth partners. They can move your hips. Even a little bit of movement every 20 minutes to half an hour with an epidural will help your baby down. Obviously, that doesn't apply to you necessarily, Ira, because with VBAC, you're not going to be given the option of an epidural. Open the legs really, really wide now, and you can take two choices. You can walk your palms forward onto the ground, or if you want a good shoulder stretch for this final stretch, you can interlace your hands behind you, release your index fingers, and take a deep forward fold now. 5 long breaths, either with the bind of the arms or with your palms on block or ground. You choose. What's going to feel best for you in this moment? Walk your fingertips back a little, heel toe your feet a bit closer together, rotate the toes out ever so slightly, and final squat. Rock it out a little, just find a little bit of movement, and then deepen into that squat, and allow it. Really drop into the lower back. How does it feel? Is there space there? Have you released any fixations? Beautiful. Fingertips to the ground, gently lift the hips, and then just come onto your shins. Sitting on the heels, relax your shoulders, and feel, notice, see in the breath. Hopefully you feel as though there's more space in the body. And with that spaciousness, invite on the back of each breath light. Seeing that light move through you, surrounding your baby in that light. And as you place your hand on your heart and hand on baby, take a moment to settle into the heart space and feel deep, full gratitude. Really allowing this gratitude to settle into every cell. And completing your practice by surrounding your baby with a feeling of joy. Even if there has been a feeling of heaviness in your life and circumstances around you, just invite in the light and with full intention, lead with the light and feel joy. Allow that joy to settle and surround your baby. It helps to smile and bring that joy inward. Oh, cosmic further of radiance and vibration soar from the ground of our being and carve out a space within us. Namaste. Please take your Shavasana. You might want to lie down on your left side and support the head, maybe something beneath the knees as well, another cushion. Just get completely comfortable here and make a commitment for yourself to be in this relaxation for 5 minutes. Really feeling into the effects of your practice, relaxing into your pelvis, and continuously inviting that peace, that joy, and that sense of achievement that you've come all this way in your pregnancy, carrying your baby beautifully. So much gratitude. Namaste, my friends.